Every year, venture capitalists process thousands of business plans, rapidly filtering out ideas that lack the internal logic to survive in the open market. To find viable companies, investors must first navigate a gauntlet of bizarre pitches. They encounter silicone brushes designed for licking cats and plastic cones meant to be placed over dog waste to trap flies. In 2023, researcher Mehdi Montakabi published a study analyzing hundreds of these exact rejections from the show Shark Tank to map the cognitive biases and objective rules of investment. These televised rejections represent a clinical reality check, exposing structural flaws in a business model before they have a chance to scale. A prototype is a physical object, but a business is a mechanical system designed to scale. When the creator of the dog waste fly trap pitched his invention, he brought along his horseback riding student, Seth MacFarlane. Even the presence of a Hollywood celebrity could not convince investors to fund a product reliant on canine excrement. The Montakabi study categorizes this as the hobby versus business paradox. If an entrepreneur spends years working on a project without generating a profit, they are pitching a hobby rather than a company. Founders frequently fall in love with the novelty of their own inventions. That emotional attachment blinds them to the mechanics of commerce, making a quick rejection inevitable. Beyond bizarre hobbies are concepts that pose a direct threat. In venture capital, this is known as the liability nightmare. Take Wake and Bacon, a wooden alarm clock designed to wake the user with the smell of breakfast. It required placing raw meat inside a heated box next to a sleeping person, operating with absolutely no electrical safety testing. Mark Cuban calculated the real cost of the pitch. He asked for $40,000, but safety certifications for an open heating device would cost at least $170,000. Medical products face a similar wall. The ionic ear required surgical implantation into a user's head, while Rolodoc proposed a social network for doctors. Both lacked regulatory approval and ignored the massive legal barriers inherent to healthcare. Investors do not fear strange ideas. They avoid unquantified catastrophic liabilities that can destroy an entire portfolio. A product can be perfectly safe and still fail instantly if the founder misinterprets the basic math of the market. The creator of Sticky Note pitched a foldable pad that attached to a computer monitor to hold paper notes. She demanded $100,000 for 20% of her company, despite having sold exactly 0 units. An implied $500,000 valuation stands completely unsupported against $0 in revenue. This massive gap forces the investor to assume the entire financial risk for a minor, non-controlling slice of the business. This math becomes even worse when the product has no intellectual property protection. Products like Skinny Mirror's glass or iBlock's webcam strip offer no proprietary assets to prevent immediate replication by competitors. Demanding a premium price for an unproven, unprotected asset reveals a founder disconnected from economic reality, forcing a non-negotiable rejection. Venture capitalists weigh the founder's reliability as a primary variable in the business equation. The founder of Pavlok, a wearable shock therapy device, actively alienated his potential investors. When Kevin O'Leary offered a deal, the founder stated he refused to work with him specifically, triggering an aggressive room-clearing argument. The creator of the Sullivan generator used pseudoscientific snake oil tactics to promise that his saltwater turbine would generate electricity while simultaneously producing solid gold. The academic data classifies these behaviors under the ownership profile. Uncoachability, extreme indecision, and a lack of competitive awareness act as permanent deterrents to capital. Even a sound product will be rejected if the founder's ego or deception makes them a toxic business partner. The reality of these rejections plays out long after the cameras stop. Without capital to engineer safe hardware, Wake and Bacon never advanced past the prototype stage. Montakabi's research processed data from these failures. Tracking 442 rejected pitches, the analysis extracted 14 foundational rules governing venture capital decisions. These rules act as a clinical filtering mechanism, proving a physical prototype represents only the first % of the journey. A rapid rejection in the pitch room is rarely a mistake. It is an exposure of the vast gap between an interesting object and a functioning business ecosystem. Securing capital requires surviving a strict cognitive checklist, proving product viability, demonstrating mathematical reality, minimizing risk, and earning investor trust. The open market is indifferent to a creative idea if the founder lacks a mechanical system to capture its value. Success requires founders to validate their market with real sales, master their unit economics, and address critical inquiries without ego. In the end, lasting startup success is the result of the flawless execution of a bulletproof business model.